This video is being cited by none other than NKBHD. The West has fallen, and this is the proof.
17 models. This might be the biggest upgrade to iPhone in recent years. After 4 years, the standard version finally got high refresh rate display. The Pro brings the most powerful telephoto lenses and a new design, and there is a brand new model, the Ultra Thin Air. But after actually using it,
Like people back then saying like HTX Studio is like try to copy NKBHD. I didn't think it that way, but I feel like their styles are getting similar. Especially when it comes to like cat review, right? This is very NKBHD.
Which is true.
I feel the most useful
Okay, we've got Chinese NKBHD, which is HTX Studio. We have Chinese LTT, which is Geeker 1. Now, the question is, who's the Chinese Mr. Who's the boss? You need a Chinese Mr. Who's the boss.
I actually don't know.
Actually, who's the Chinese Day-to-D? I don't know.
upgrade is the vapor chamber on the Pro. How's the iPhone experience this year? Let's get started.
This is beyond NKBHD. I feel like he's getting more NKBHD than NKBHD, if that makes sense.
MKBHD.
Yeah, NKBHD. I feel like this is something that NKBHD would want to do, but he won't do, if that makes sense.
Okay.
Like, he likes gimmick. Like he won't like put so much gimmick.
More MKBHD than MKBHD, so
Yup. Would you agree though?
I think I don't know. I mean,
I think this
what's
is
it looks MKBHD. Okay, it might sound really random.
okay.
It might
Really
sound
random.
really random.
Okay, let's really random thing.
But I'm eating a fortune cookie right now.
Yeah, you didn't want to cookie right now. And
For no reason, I just want to let you know.
You want a Chinese food? Chinese food?
And the ticket in that fortune cookie says, your greatest asset is your positive perspective. So
Okay.
we'll see. You might have a positive perspective.
Positive perspective. That was really random. I wasn't.
No.
The standard model hasn't changed much. The back looks the same as last year, though the colors are softer. The front now borrows Pro's display, with a bigger size and slimmer bezels, making it look much more refined. The 17 Pro changes a lot. The camera bump is stretched out, and both the material and the frame are non-metal. The frame extends into the back glass, wrapping around it. The benefit is that if you drop it, the back glass is less likely.
I still like the Ukraine keyboard. It seems like it's never changed.
Look at that.
Wait,
Yep.
is that a fucking iMac?
Glass wrapping around it. The benefit
Is he using a fucking iMac?
I thought it's just a pro display.
is that if you
It
drop it,
doesn't look like a Pro Display. The Pro Display has a
Yeah,
much
this is just a
chunkier.
display. But
What?
this is just a display. This is not an iMac. iMac has like a nozzle or
Pro
something.
Dis- Oh yeah. Apple Display. My bad. I'm sorry. Well, I've never seen one in person, so I guess I'm too much of a peasant to have the luxury of using an Apple product. Wait, what is that? What is that thing? What is he using? Is that some kind of note-taking app over there? And also, why does he have a physical calendar?
I don't know. I mean,
Like, the reason why I don't never get physical calendars, or I get physical calendars, but those are only for shows, is because I can never remember to change it to the correct date.
the back glass is less likely
It is some kind of docs.
to break.
What doc is that though? That doesn't look
looks
like
like
real
the flat
dots.
and
Is that Tencent
square-
dots?
Tencent dots.
Tencent dots.
Middle glass still
Or
allows
the
wireless
bike-
charging, but the
Like this.
mix of two materials loses the seamless look of pure glass.
I still feel like the new iPhone looks like Pixel, Google Pixel.
Look at Google Pixel.
Which design do
Google
you prefer?
Pixel 70. Pro
Google
Max.
Pixel's, especially the two-tone coloring. That feels pretty Pixel, right? Like the two-tone style. Is it not?
Yeah, it is pretty Pixel.
One step back this year.
Okay, I would even say it looks kind of Xiaomi.
Yeah, I mean, did you know that Xiaomi changed the name to 70 this year?
Oh yeah, I know. That was funny. But before they released like this year's like clearly not clearly, but like Apple inspired design shit. Chinese phone manufacturers have been doing like this crazy camera bump thing for a while now. It just feels like Apple's copying their design, which it just feels so chic. Would you agree? Like that kind of camera bump looks pretty chic. Looks like a chic design.
Yeah, I mean, it looks pretty. I don't like it though. I just don't like it. But
I also don't like it.
think
It's just
necessarily cheap. Yeah,
okay.
it's-
I think it's just
not good.
ugly.
Yeah, it's just not good. Simply not good.
The titanium frame is gone, replaced by aluminium. Remember, the 15's titanium was hyped as the #1 selling point. Now they've switched back. The upside is a unibody
Aluminium.
design.
안녕면요.
I
I still remember the good. Which again reminded me of the Google Pixel ad. I didn't think of that.
Yeah, okay.
And makes better cooling possible, which we'll see later. But hardness and texture are definitely a downgrade. The most eye-catching design is no doubt the iPhone Air.
What? What was that? What was that?
We didn't get a
I
review
didn't-
unit, only
I don't get it. I don't get it.
tried it briefly after the launch. But even in that short hands-on, it gave me one of the most impressive feelings in years. At 5.6mm thick, 165 grams, with super
Isn't it kind of funny how like this the iPhone Air is like the most durable device out of them all because it's the
Yeah, I
only
mean, to me
titanium
it's
one.
pretty. Yeah, it is pretty this in that it's like even more durable than the. I'm not sure if it's more durable than the Pro one, but it is more durable than the base model.
Yeah.
bezels. It really feels like holding a piece of glass. Kind of magical. Because I returned that phone, we bought a dummy model online to use it for filming. You can't really find anything on the internet. I'll be willing to sacrifice camera for this kind of in-hand feel. Because at the end of the day, a phone is something you hold. But you know what I can't give up? Battery life. This year's battery life has really improved.
Wait, did they like
But you know what I can't give up?
did they animate this or like they localize it? It's like everything else was in
Actually-
Chinese, right? Like it was Chinese here.
That's
It's only Chinese for
Mhm.
the dot. I don't know. We'll see.
Battery life. This year's battery life has really improved. After a 5-hour test, the standard 17 had 37% left, 13 points higher than last year. The 17 Pro improved the most, up 18 points from last year, and it even lasts longer than regular version. The Pro Max improved by 11 points, with 54% left, making it the biggest battery iPhone so far. And what about the Air? Did the battery collapse? I tested it briefly. After streaming 4K videos for 15 minutes, it lost 6%. Close to the 17. Not as bad as expected. Longer battery life is great, but what about charging? The 17 and 17 Pro jumped from 20 watts to 29 watts, cutting full charging time by about 25 minutes.
I've seen a lot of people complaining about the battery life for iPhone Air.
so
What
bad.
do you think?
I actually saw a lot of comments on the opposite, like they're saying
Okay.
it performs pretty well on the battery life. And
Well, it performs decent relative to its size, but like the thing that I don't understand is like we have better battery chemistry now. Well, like why is Apple not using the new battery thing, like the silicon
I mean,
whatever?
copper silicon. Yeah,
Yeah,
I don't know.
I get like why Apple won't want to do it like if it's like first generation product or something, but it's like that thing is being out for like years now. It's pretty mature technology. And it's been proven to be like decent. I don't know why Apple hasn't switched. yet.
Well, this is just like my take. I think Apple tends to adopt a technology like very very late in its lifetime and make it that Apple way. For example, like the Switch now supports Rust like memory safety, like bar checker stuff. But like Rust has
That's nothing. That's not a good example. Rust invented borrow checker, and Swift is one of the earlier languages to adopt it. Like except for Rust itself. That's just a
but,
bad
like,
example. That's a
Rust-
bad example.
Fair enough, fair enough. I mean, yeah, not a lot of other languages are doing it.
The only other language I can think of besides Swift is maybe C++. But
Well,
like, you know, like those are the only two. Go is not doing that. Java is not doing that. But I feel like it makes sense for Apple to do it that at this time, right? Because again, silicon battery has been out for 2 to 3 years at this point. It's mature technology. I would understand why Apple won't want to do it last year or the year before last year. But the problem is it's old now. It's like it's been proven to be effective.
Typically, yes, it's definitely not a long time for Apple. Like Apple typically will adopt it like 5 years after it's mainstream or something like that. But anyway,
It is mainstream though. Like pretty much all the phone manufacturers in
I mean,
China are
I
using
said
it.
5 years after it's mainstream, which
Okay,
is pretty
5
much
years
like,
after. Okay, 5-year plan.
That-
5-year
that sounds
plan.
like that sounds like the
5-year
Apple.
plan. Communism.
The 17 Pro Max goes from 27 watts to 35 watts, saving about 30 minutes. This is the first iPhone charging speed.
Okay, here's one thing that
27
I
watts
fundamentally
to
do
35
not
watts, saving
understand. Do people actually, like, do Chinese people actually use this calendar?
I mean, I don't know.
It's a Chinese
mean, people-
calendar thing.
People use this calendar, but I don't think anyone actually reads it.
Yeah, no one actually.
I think nobody understands what it means. It's just like mystical text.
Yeah, it's mysterious text. Like, why is it on every single Chinese phone? Like, I don't know anyone who uses it.
Like I don't even know how to pronounce it. I don't know how to read this shit. And then people just put it there for reasons.
For emphatic reason, for ancestral continuity and shit.
yeah.
Cool Asian tradition, cool Asian culture. Just like fortune cookie.
It's like watching
Fortune cookie.
positive perspective. Huh?
No, I mean, like, honestly, the only use I know for this calendar is fortune telling. I did not see that to be used outside of the context of Chinese superstition.
Checking your feng shui.
It's taking your feng shui. Do you agree that?
Yeah, kind of. I mean, I don't know this shit. I love it.
Okay, you just don't understand Chinese feng shui.
I don't see Chinese feng shui.
This is the first iPhone charging speed upgrade in 4 years. Not easy. As long as your charger supports PD and is above 45 watts, you'll get faster speeds. Overall, this generation makes solid progress in battery life, but the feature that really turns the reputation of this year's iPhone
Fast charging, like other companies has been doing this for 10 years or something like that.
I feel okay. Here's the thing. I think fast charging is contingent to their goal. I feel like Apple is not trying to design a product that has fast charging, if that makes sense. It's not their goal. But I feel like making a phone that's thin is literally the whole point of Apple iPhone Air. So I feel like using a technology that will allow Apple to do the thing that they want makes sense. Like Apple doesn't want long battery life and whatnot.
Got you.
No, not like not wanting long battery life. Apple doesn't want fast charging thing. Because it's kind of silly. I feel like realistically, no one wants fast charging.
But it's true. I feel like it typically charges for quite a long time.
Yeah, you just
Please,
plug your
don't-
phone
Yeah.
during your sleep and you just pick it up the other day. Like,
is the screen. For the first time, the standard model gets a high refresh display, a feature the Pro has had since 2021, and people clearly wanted it. Last year, pre-orders for the two standard models were 220,000. This year, a single model hit 2.69 million, more than 10 times
what the fuck is this aspect ratio? What the fuck is this graphic design? What is this graphic design, bro?
It's like I don't know, liquid ass.
It doesn't even look like liquid ass. It looks like nothing. It looks shit. Like, it's so crowded for no reason.
Higher. Besides high refresh, the 17 screen brightness and bezels now match the Pro, making the experience much better. But the real thing this year is the second gen ceramic shield. The first one came with the iPhone 12. Apple says it's 3 times more scratch resistant. We used an AH harness pen with different levels of force to scratch the 16 and the 17. As you can see, the 16 shows scratches at 3.3 newtons, while the 17 held until 8.4 newtons, definitely more resistant. And the feature that really shook me up is a new switch in accessibility called Display Pulse Smoothing. For the first time, iPhone lets you adjust PWM dimming. Can turning it on really protect your eyes? For those who don't know, when you lower the brightness of an OLED screen, the peak brightness doesn't actually change.
I'm not gonna comment on that. I don't want to comment. But I do really want to comment on that.
What changes is the on and off ratio. For example, if I set brightness to 10%, the screen is on 10% of the time and off 90% of the time. Because of the persistence of vision, it looks like 10% brightness. That's also why when you shoot the screen with a fast shutter, a widescreen looks stripped black and white. Some sensitive people feel this flicker strains their eyes, so phones have all kind of eye comfort tech. So what does Apple's Switch do? We tested with a fast shutter. After turning it on at low
Have you ever experienced any issue with like PWM?
No,
It's
never. I didn't even know this is an issue for like a lot of people until, I don't know, a few months ago when I watched the video talking about it.
wait, just a few
Yeah.
months ago. I thought like
Yeah,
that all the ADT videos didn't teach you a lesson about low frequency PWM.
I don't remember you actually dig into this. I just didn't understand what you were talking about back then. I know.
That's
but I
the
don't
reason like
understand.
people are sensitive to that shit.
Yeah, but I never experienced it personally. And
Okay.
Yeah.
I
do you
always
have any issue?
I had some issue with CRT displays, but not like LCDs. Do you have any issue with CRT displays?
No. Yeah, no.
What's the last time that
Um,
you used a CRT display?
I don't know, maybe elementary school?
Yeah, we're old.
Yeah, no, I don't even remember it. What? Maybe I had an issue, but I don't remember. It's just too
Well,
old. Fucking old.
too old, too old,
It was old.
feeling old.
brightness, the black areas got smaller and the white areas larger, closer to real brightness adjustment. In other words, it smoothed out the brightness pulses. But whether this reduces eye strain really depends on each person. If you don't feel eye strain now, you probably don't need to worry.
I was wondering, like, what's the downside though? Like, what's the downside for turning on that?
I remember, according to Apple, like, the only downside is it limits the lowest possible, like, dimming.
I guess that makes sense.
You're not going to achieve the 1 nit dimming they advertise with this option.
Fair enough.
In short, this year's screen upgrades aren't huge, except for high refresh on the standard model. But what about cameras? Don't be fooled by the big camera bump. The biggest upgrade this year is actually the front camera. For group selfies, you used to have to turn the phone sideways to get a wider frame. And now it's just have a button, and the frame
Okay, what do you
rotates
think of this
automatically.
feature?
I
A lot of
think
people
it's
say it's stupid.
I think it makes a lot of sense. I had the opposite take. I think this should always be the case. Cause, you know, most fucking phone sensors, like most photo sensors, are a fucking square. Or like very close to a square. The fact that all the photos and videos are fucking cropped is fucking stupid. Okay, I think the stupid thing is like you should just let user to access the whole sensor. I mean, if they're, I guess they only use rectangle because like it's a circle. They like the exposure is a circle, but the sensor is a rectangle. So I guess it kind of makes sense. But it always bugs me how like most sensors are fucking rectangles, but the videos that they shoot are like fucking 19 like
Horizontal
6
or
by
vertical.
Yeah, it's so stupid. I think this makes a lot of sense. What do you think?
I mean, I think it's a pretty cool solution for the I don't know, selfie camera. But
You know what I like
Yeah.
about this is once Apple
Uh-huh.
does it, it's gonna be mainstream. Like next year, literally every phone is gonna have this feature,
which is true. Which is true.
which is
It's
something.
not to do it. It's not hard to implement.
Yeah,
Really easy.
it just
easy
bothers me so much that the fucking phone manufacturers are so fucking moronic. Anyway, like there's literally no downside.
Okay, a lot of people just say you can still take the picture horizontally when you just rotate your phone or something like that. But I personally, I think this is a good solution.
Yeah, it's pretty smart because your sensor's to a rectangle anyway.
Very convenient. This works because it uses a square sensor. That way, even holding the phone upright, you can capture what used to need a horizontal grip. And the lenses itself is wider too. Great for group selfies. The downside is, in video mode, the frame isn't wider, and you can't use the full square sensor to shoot square videos or photos. Clearly, Apple loves this new camera. They even added a dual capture mode, so you can capture the scene and your reaction.
Wait, what?
Clearly, Apple
Why is he switching to a TOB here? And also, why is his studio getting so big? And also, why is his studio looking like the AKPHD studio?
Okay.
It looks like the AKPHD studio, right? Like all white
No.
and shit.
Yeah.
And matte black wall. Like, come on.
It looks messy, to be honest.
No, and like
Like,
besides the
more-
messy part, like the overall structure. Like if we eliminate all the junks.
loves this new camera. They even added a dual capture mode, so you can capture the scene and your reaction at the same time. The awkward part is the two views are fully merged. That means if you want to hide your face later, you can't. To make
Okay, that's kind of silly.
That's kind of that is.
But I think there's actually a pretty good reason for that.
okay,
Because
I really can't think of good reasons for it.
no, because video encoding is expensive. And like encoding
Well,
two high quality streams at the same time can be very costly.
I don't know what to say. I feel like Apple can't still figure out how to encode two fucking video stream with a
Okay,
most recent camera is not that high quality, right?
okay,
This one's zoomed out like a very small
Okay.
portion of your screen. You got a more resolution version. It's just stupid. It's just stupid. There's
Okay,
no
but-
reason
okay.
for it.
okay. I think I'm too much of an Apple fanboy.
Yeah, I think you're too much of an Apple fan.
sure the subject isn't blocked, you can move the little window around quickly, like this. Every year, the Pro camera gets slightly bigger, but
And there's
this year,
motion blur with him, you know that?
What?
There's a motion blur
No,
when you
around-
move
quick-
your window.
This is so stupid. Why?
Yeah, Apple added this feature for another reason.
I don't know why. What's the point?
Oh no.
Okay, this is fucking stupid. Motion blur is stupid. I cannot actually find fucking motion blur.
like this. Every year, the Pro camera gets slightly bigger, but this year it's a big jump. Yet looking at the specs, the main and ultra wide are the same as last year. So what actually improved? We took some shots. Well, to put it simply, not much. The real
Okay, actually, I think the thing about like shooting the front face and rear face camera at the same time, I think that you can just use a third party app if that's something that you really want to do, right?
And there was a third party app.
And no, hear me out.
Like
Like-
social media. Social
I know
media.
there are third party apps. I'm just saying like, the goal of Apple is to make fun for the rest of us, right? So like, you can imagine it would be more confusing for a normie, like a non-technical person, to shoot two videos at the same time that ended up having two videos instead of one overlaying on top of another. Like if that's not the case, like if it's not big thing, Apple will literally have to invent a new fucking file format, which is arguably stupider than just bake it in.
It is true. But I guess like I don't know, for
The
Apple,
alternative is stupider. The alternative literally is
argument
stupider.
is like have another file format, but Apple has already been doing this when they introduced the, what was that, the
Live photo?
the live photo before? Yeah.
Yeah,
Like when
but-
you output live photo, it's just like a single picture. You can do the same thing with this new format, right? When you want to like output it, you just bake
Yeah,
it
but
into.
then it's gonna be a shit show, right? Just like
It's
like
just stupid. I
Apple.
don't think you should like.
yeah, they should not. Okay. No, I don't know. I feel like if Apple wants to add features like fucking motion blur when you drag it, like there's literally no other way to implement this normally.
Okay.
Like how would you implement this normally? It would be just stupider. It has fucking motion blur when you drag it.
Which is true. I don't know. I
I don't know.
Upgrade is telephoto. The Pro now has a 100mm equivalent, 48 megapixels camera. The zoom ratio is smaller than last year, but thanks to a bigger sensor and more pixels, Apple can crop in to extend to 8x. So, does it really reach optical quality zoom? We compare samples. Zoomed in, the 17 Pro Max's images are cleaner and sharper. The difference is especially clear in videos. Detail is better than last year's 5x telephoto. If you like concerts, this is a great upgrade. Another good part is, switching between lenses on iPhone is still very smooth. Actually, kind of fun.
This is actually pretty cool. I always wanted to have a phone that has a proper telephoto camera.
Okay.
Actually, I wonder.
So look at my form. Do you want it for like actual photograph, or do you want it for like
just
some-
video, blog and stuff. I was wondering like if that's going to present a challenge to like North Korea, because like a lot of like countries, like the authoritarian countries, will allow for some tourism, but usually under the circumstance that you don't like film with your professional cameras, right? Then a lot of people have phones.
Really?
And now the
people-
phones are this good. Like the zoom is this good. I wonder if you can just like fucking shoot fucking military based photos with your phone. I wonder.
And that's out of my field of expertise.
Okay, if you don't work for the federal government. Actually, where the fuck is this?
I don't know. It looks.
That's fucking land of the free.
Yeah. This is just
Where is this? California? Why we got fucking America for some reason?
just like he visited the Apple Park in Cupertino.
Oh, it's San Francisco City Hall.
Yeah.
I guess that makes sense.
Besides telephoto, the system now supports ProRes RAW. It's
Why would you go to fucking San Francisco City Hall anyway?
I don't know. I mean,
It's not a
Well-
normal tourist destination. It's like some random fucking guy to go to China and they visit some like random CCP office.
Tiananmen Square and
Tiananmen Square is not a CCP office, right? CCP is be like really 中南海.
San Francisco.
crazy. A 15-second videos takes 4 gigabytes of storage. Probably not for daily use, but the sharpness and editing flexibilities are much better.
It's not really showing it in this video. I think you do need to zoom in, because otherwise YouTube compression is gonna ruin everything.
Of course, shooting such massive videos needs good performance. This year, the 17 Pro series and the Air uses a new A19 Pro chip. The regular 17 gets the A19.
What the fuck is this happening? Why is everything glowing? Why is everything glowing so bright?
Architecturally, they're similar, with the Pro version having 1 extra GPU core. CPU scores are up 8% for the regular version, 10.7% for the Pro, normal gains. GPU improvements are bigger, 16.5% for regular, 24.2% for the Pro, now on par with Android flagships. In games, the difference is obvious. In Resident Evil Village, the 16 series ran
Oh, I'm actually quite excited with the new Snapdragon chip. Seems like they achieved better power efficiency than the Apple A series. Which
Wait,
they
really? Why did I saw the opposite? Like they are not getting in like low power efficiency.
they haven't been doing good for a while, but they're finally doing good. Are we talking about 7?
like the new Snapdragon Elites, like Elites 5 or something.
Oh, is it not doing good?
Like they are not definitely not getting the like it's even worse than the last gen in the low power range. Like in the
Oh, is it?
range within 4 watts.
Can
Like
you,
that-
what's your source? What's your source? What's your source?
Gigawatt.
I'm reading from the official press release.
Okay, so what did they say?
They say they're more power efficient and they're better. They're even better than the fucking A series. Well, I guess the official press release is probably full of shit or something. I don't know. I don't know. Do you trust Qualcomm more than Geeker One though? I feel like Geeker One is really shady.
Just like benchmarked it. Yeah, and they have.
No, but there
they
might be
have
driver issues and shit, right?
okay.
Because it's a new chip. There might be driver optimizations that.
Yeah, like according to Geeker One, they're doing better in the high power range, like 14 to
Okay.
15 watts. But like you're not normally using in that power range. Like you're only
Okay.
going to game with a
Fine.
35 FPS after
Anyway.
20 minutes. The 17 series hit nearly 50 FPS, much smoother. But the real performance story isn't benchmarks, it's cooling. For the first time, the Pro models use a vapor chamber. Think of it as a tiny pipes inside the phone. When the chip heats up, liquid evaporates and spread heat across the plate. It then condenses back into liquid, spreading heat evenly instead
That's not how it works. The activation was extremely misleading.
which is true. Which is true.
of concentrating it in one spot. On thermal images, the 16 Pro Max shows heat all concentrated around the SoC. The 17 Pro Max spreads it out with lower overall temps. Numbers back this up. Recording 4K 120fps video for 15 minutes. The 17 Pro stayed 4.3 degrees cooler than the 16 Pro. On the big models, the gap is even
Why can't they just align the phone together? Like it's not fucking aligned.
Which is true.
bigger.
I have a
6.1.
question. Like,
Uh,
I think a lot of people are comparing the gaming performance like what he did before. And I do wonder, is it actually a lot of people gaming like on mobile right now? Or like is
I
just
think
like
I think, okay, here's the thing. I think that people who care about performance are people who game on their phones. Like, you don't care about...
necessarily I still do care about performance, especially I care about the
I just care
more
about...
efficient-
Okay, here's the thing. In the ideal society, you should be caring about performance. The only reason why you're caring about performance is your phone. Like, all the apps on your phone are actually little browsers that run fucking JavaScript.
and the operating system is rendering link ass.
Yeah, like, that's the only reason why you need to care about
I do care about power efficiency though. Like I wish that I can see better
Yeah.
ways to gain performance.
Like, yeah,
But
I
like I think like a lot of people are like comparing the peak performance when gaming. So I guess my question is like I do wonder how many people are still actually gaming on mobiles? Like
I
Play
think
any
more
mobile
people are
games
gaming
for-
on mobile than ever.
because like I thought less people are gaming on mobile. Because I
No,
thought like
what are you
the
talking
mobile
about?
game-
Look at the chart. Look at the graph. Bruh,
look at
the graph.
Look at the numbers.
Look at the numbers. Would you consult the graph? The West growing. growing. Growing.
I was pointing up.
I'm pointing up. Up is the only way to go.
Yeah. Okay. Maybe
The
I'll
West is rising. The West is rising.
I haven't played any mobile games for I don't know like 8 years, 10 years. I don't know.
Yeah, that's just because you're you. You got a computer. I gotta have a fucking gaming PC. You're not a maturity, bruh.
Gotcha. Those people
degrees.
are fucking weeds. Like,
No. Most
Most
people are kids. Most people are kids. They play games when they're kids, and you're not a kid anymore. You should kill yourself.
feeling old.
I'm really old. People old.
cooler. Very impressive. Better cooling also means less brightness throttling. Playing Honkai Star Rail on max. The 16 Pro dimmed multiple times after a minute, dropping from 500 nits to 170 nits. Hard to see.
You a cat? Another question for you.
Okay.
You must still a cat. He's playing.
Genshin Impact. Wait a minute.
Genshin Impact is like what's the name of game that he's playing 1 hour week games.
It's Genshin Impact, right?
He mentioned it like a
Characters.
few seconds before.
times
Total
brightness
Honkai
throttling.
Railway
Playing
something.
Honkai
Yeah, Star Rail. I know
Honkai-
I know people who are playing Honkai Star Rail. And do you seriously not know
they-
anyone who's played
are-
what?
Are they cats? That's a question for you.
I'm not sure if they're kids, but they're trans.
Gotcha. Chess game.
Chess game.
So the beautiful.
Star Rail on max. The 16 Pro dimmed multiple times after a minute, dropping from 500 nits to 170 nits. Hard to see characters by the end. The 17 Pro dropped only from 500 to 400, much less disruptive. Recording 4K 60 FPS video, the 16 Pro Max dimmed after 13 minutes. The 17 Pro Max lasted 19 minutes. The awkward part is, outdoors in very hot conditions, the 17 Pro series can throttle even sooner, likely because it conducts heat more effectively into the chassis. Still, everyone knows the feeling of holding a phone with a hot back. This year's Pro models finally try to fix that. Pro Max, with its larger body, cools even better. The regular 17 didn't change design, so its temps are about the same as last year. Now we know why Apple dared to give it a high refresh screen. And then there's the Air. It has the A19 Pro, but CPU performance is about the same as A19, and GPU lags behind the regular 17.
Wait, I don't know I didn't know you still watch Geeker Ones.
Okay, why should you ask me? This one it has the
Because
fans. Okay. This red.
I know.
Because like I can't really find any performance review. Like
Okay.
this is a cheap thing to do, and Kiki one seems to be the only cheap.
Okay,
thing
a
to do.
leading source.
Apple probably kept it on purpose for battery and cooling. Overall, the pro gaming experience is on
Damn, Genshin Impact.
Genshin Impact.
I feel like Genshin Impact actually changed mobile game, or even just the entire gaming industry forever. I don't know.
another level this year, thanks to cooling and GPU gains. But you know where else the iPhone needs performance? The new system. Last year, Apple was criticized for delaying its AI features, so this year they made up for it with 8 updates in a year. Just kidding. When you swipe up to unlock,
Okay.
It doesn't make any
Do you think-
sense.
Do you think Apple will rename their iPhone to iPhone 27 next year? I think it would be a good name for them. It would be good for them to change the name to iPhone 27 next year.
I feel like we're getting back to like the old, like how old people name operating system, like Windows 95, Windows 98.
You know, starting by that is true. That is
Yeah.
true.
We're getting to like iOS 2026. We're getting back. We're getting so back.
you'll notice icons around the rectangles are rounder than before. The logo has more light and shadow detail, making the flat UI look more 3D.
I feel like the new design just looks so chic. It looks like wow. It actually looks like fucking wow.
To be honest, after using it for a while, like I feel like when I look back to those like
Old
iOS
icon.
18 UI, yeah,
Yeah.
it feels cheap. Like the new iOS 26 liquid glass does look better, to be honest, to make you very get used to it. It's like it's like
Music.
Okay.
But my problem is liquid ass runs like ass. Like it's slow. Like I don't. It also looks
just
cheap. The
brutal.
design looks cheap. Is what I'm saying. Okay, one thing that I think Apple did really fucking bad. Since iOS 7, actually, like this is like getting way back. Like since iOS 7, this issue has been there since iOS 7. Is why the hell are some icons?
Inconsistency.
Yeah, some icons have lighter colors on top and darker colors at bottom. Some don't. Like weather has darker like color on top and dark
Is it
lighter
What else
on bottom.
is the-
it's more
Oh.
consistent now, so I guess that's a plus.
That's a plus. Okay.
I gotta
That's a-
get like credits give where credits due.
yeah. Credits given to Team Cook.
Dimensional. Turn the phone, and the highlights on the edges shift with the angle.
I still cannot. Okay, ever since I updated to fucking macOS Tahoe, my Mac runs like ass. It's so
Yeah,
fucking
the
slow.
performance complaint is real and it's solid. Is that it?
Yeah,
I don't think performance. They need to figure out how this is the performance issue.
no, I tried to turn it off in like accessibility settings and shit. It's still slow. And that's not even the stupid part. The stupid part is there's bug. So like even after I turned it off, it's still going to turn it back on for some in some cases. And when I click it, it's gonna turn it off because I did turn it off. So I like when I turn like control center, it'll be like liquid ass, and it will be slow as fuck. And if I click anything, it'll just turn solid again. It's so stupid.
Wipe the screen, and transparent folders bend the wallpaper beneath like a light refraction. Pull down the notification center, and you'll even see real-time light flares along the edge. This is the brand new design language of iOS 26, Liquid Glass. I have to say, despite all the complaints online, it really does feel refined. But when I change the wallpaper, maybe this is what they call a reality distortion field. The bigger issue is readability.
Who is saying that's a reality distortion field? What the heck could it be?
I don't know.
Transparency means the patterns on the glass surface overlap with what's underneath. When we tested the first beta of iOS 26, we often thought we'd turn on airplane mode just by pulling down control center. On light backgrounds, the interface is worse. For example, when unlocking with the passcode, the screen only shows
Yeah.
That is fast. That objectively fast.
This is in the latest release, right? This is not there.
Yeah,
anymore.
this is beta.
the-
Okay, this is beta, and this is objectively bad.
3 digits clearly. Sometimes you can't really even find the buttons. To fix this, Apple first increased opacity and added shadows, so buttons separate from the background. They also asked developers to use liquid glass.
Okay, the pronunciation. The using
What?
both.
And added shadows, so buttons separate from
No, it's just muted T, right? It's just silent T.
Okay, I don't
Buttons.
know.
Like some people pronounce it like that.
They're still funny,
Fun.
but
the background. They also asked developers to use liquid glass sparingly, only for top and bottom bars, not in the main content. Next, feedback is clearer. Almost all system animations are bouncier. Tapping these glassy buttons
I hate this bouncy animation so much. Do you like it?
I mean, it's just like I didn't hate it and didn't like it. But when I get used to it, I think it looks okay. And getting back to the old, I don't know, it feels like unfinished, right? There's lack of something. Does it make sense? It's like
I
they add
guess.
small details, even though it was not or nobody asked, but they added. And when you get used to it, and switching back to the old operating system or the old UI, it just feels like something is missing, right?
So it's like you got ADHD after using it.
Yeah, I
and
got
you
ADHD exactly. The Barbie ADHD is like
it's
the
just ADHD
Trump
UI.
is Barbie autism, and
Yeah.
Apple is bringing ADHD.
Yeah. Album sending 24K gold.
That's fucking good.
Bad ADHD.
But they avoid, they can find, well, miss ADHD and autism.
Yeah.
highlight and droplet effect. Switching layers now uses split and merge animations, like Dynamic Island. Instead of fading in and out, these stronger animations makes the glass presence more obvious. Finally, most app buttons have been rearranged. Comment
I think the design's gonna change a lot in the next few releases.
Yeah, it's gonna change. Like they're going to add and remove some motion effect, but
Yeah.
like it is like they add a lot of details to it. It's just
I
nobody.
don't like V1. Like I don't like V1 basically anything. I don't like material design like when it came out in Android 5, right? I like the Android 6 material design better. I don't like iOS 7's bullshit design. I like iOS 8's design a lot better.
Okay, I think we talked about this a few months ago, and
Yeah.
I think now is the time to ask this question. Yeah, do you think
Okay.
other companies like Google and Microsoft would follow this design in the future? I don't remember your answer last time. I think my answer last time was I don't think they're going to follow it. Like Google, I don't think they are going to
I
follow
think-
it.
I think
Now,
you're-
I'm not sure.
I think for Microsoft,
They already do it. It's just like
they're
new
doing
issues.
this before Apple. They're literally
Yeah,
doing
they're
this
trying
before
to do
Apple.
this with their commercials. Now they have skill issues to
Yeah,
deliver.
okay, and they probably do have skill issues. They're running fucking React in the fucking Windows password.
Yeah.
Okay, actually, what are the chances do you think, like the Microsoft people who are like writing fucking React for their taskbars don't know how to write shaders? I
Which
think
is
there's a good chance that they don't know how to write shaders.
yeah. They don't understand about shader.
Yeah, I think Microsoft is going to come up with something similar. I used to say Google is not going to follow that. Now I think it might not be true anymore.
Yeah. It is possible that everything will be liquid ass in a few years.
No,
We
because
have a
not
liquid
just
future ahead of us.
no, because one major concern about like the origin, the genesis of liquid glass is Apple wants to make Vision Pro, right? And
Yeah.
they want a
Well,
UI
I
that
think
works
what they-
well in 3D.
I think that big explanation doesn't make any sense. Because
No,
Vision
it
Pro-
actually makes a lot of sense. It actually makes a lot of sense because like a skeuomorphic UI makes a lot of sense for a new form factor. Like if it's like, IRL 3D, you will want those elements to pop like fucking Microsoft commercials. Like that's the ideal UI for VR interface, right?
which is true, which is
So I used to say Google's not going to follow because I think Google's not being serious about VR. But like Google is making VR now, and I'm seeing more fucking transparency in my fucking Android. I hate that, but it's something that Google is doing.
I think there's a liquid future ahead of
Liquid
us.
future, I hate that. I hate the 2000. Fucking kill the 2000. Fuck the 2000.
Yeah. That reminds me of the pin pose. We should play that again.
As it turns out, Trump didn't cure any autism.
Yeah.
Actions are now at the bottom for easier reach. For example, the camera small switch is now under the shutter. Fancy features like cinematic mode and spatial video, which look cool but few people use, are hidden in bubbles. Only photo and video remain up front. And to make transparent buttons stand out, iOS 26 make them
Actually, I think that's a major UX improvement. I think that's a major UX improvement. I think that, like, the iOS built-in camera has been a disaster for a while. Like, I like how people say, like, Apple is intuitive and jack shit. I never found the Apple camera to be intuitive. It was never intuitive. It was not intuitive back in Steve Jobs' days. It's finally, like, it's half intuitive now.
Yeah, because bonus everywhere. Just pull
Yeah.
up for the
Yeah, like, yeah, that's the crazy part. What was it like? I was 7. Like you can't even click. You have to like fucking swipe and shit.
really big. Sometimes, like senior mode is on. The clearest example is the alarm. It used to look like this, with a small stop button.
Okay, I think they're copy Android.
Now it looks like this.
They're copy Android. They're literally copy Android. What the fuck? I think the issue with this, right? This is like arguably more usable. But I always think this looks really ugly.
okay. Like
Like, Big
Yeah,
ass button. Like it's a thing that material design has a lot. Not the material design, material U has a lot of this big ass buttons. I hate big ass buttons because I don't want to admit how old I am.
you feel old.
I feel old. I feel old. I feel like the world is getting old and it's trying to remind me that I'm old. There's the old people mode,
old people.
elderly mode, being able.
Simple one. improve
Okay, fine, fine.
Make it deep.
But humanity doesn't change. What the? I'm not sure. What do you think of this new digital material? Online reviews
That was so cringe. That was so cringe. You think it's fine? You think that was peak editing? That was peak acting? That was peak
You can't play
cinema.
it again. Can't play it again.
really big. Sometimes, like senior mode is on. The clearest example is the alarm. It used to look like this, with a small stop button. Now it looks like this. But humanity doesn't change. What the? I'm not sure. What do you think of this new digital material?
Good eyes. So racist.
We've got to celebrate our differences.
So racist.
Online reviews are very divided. For us, liquid
Think
glass
so.
only fills the gap for a true full screen look. This was the iPhone X in 2017, Apple's first full screen iPhone.
And it looked like ass.
These were other full screens at the time, and this is what we have now. No doubt, iPhone popularized round the corner full screens. But they
What the fuck is it talking about?
brought one issue. Content gets cut off by those corners. To solve it, Apple introduced safe areas in iOS 11, sacrificing part of the top and bottom display for harmony. But as screens got bigger, the corner radius grew too. The safe
The harmony. We're leaving harmony.
distance at the top also gets taller. As a result, the 6.9-inch 16 Pro Max shows only a toothpick more content than the 6.7-inch 12 Pro Max. Hard to imagine how big the corners on iPhone 17 will be. By using glass material, Apple can free up those block top and bottom bars, giving a true full screen feel. Looking
It doesn't make any fucking sense.
back, Apple has always tried
Makes
to make
a little bit sense. Like if you, just like if you.
No, it
if
doesn't
you-
make sense.
Well, it's not related to liquid apps. It's just related to how tab buttons are located. Like if you put it into a separate panel instead of like having a safe area in the
Here's a
bottom.
crazy thought. How about we just
can
go
put it-
back? How about we just go back to a fucking rectangle screen instead of doing all of this bullshit?
Candle screen with home buttons and like not.
Not home buttons, but like, you know, good old Android. Like, I feel like Android 8 was like the peak design of any UX. We peaked back
But
then.
for me-
Anything,
For me personally,
yeah.
I do prefer even bezel, like the even bezel. I think I talked about this multiple times.
Yeah, I know. Okay.
Like even bezel is
Okay,
free.
it doesn't matter, right? Like even bezel, you can have even bezel with the rectangle
Also-
screen. You just ended up with a
Also-
rectangular phone.
Okay, gotcha. It's like I mean Samsung.
Yeah, Samsung.
Maybe Apple. No, Apple is not going to
And
make that.
unlike the stupid thing, right? The stupid thing is assuming you're using terminal on your phone, which happens sometimes. The fucking
Using
text,
what?
like,
No,
the
terminal.
beginning part of your you're the motherfucker who say you want to use i3 on your phone. If you're using i3
that's
on
fair.
your the thing, no, I actually try to use terminal on my phone, okay? And the fucking shell, right? Like I cannot see the starting part of the text because it's even blocked by a fucking screen. There's literally no way to have a good command line prompt anymore. This is so silly.
Yeah, Apple way of doing this is just like using a safe app.
optimize display use and unify the design language across iPhone, iPad, and Mac. From that perspective, transparent liquid glass is their best option now. Readability still needs balancing with visuals, but I do like this design. At least when booting up, it instantly feels like a new phone. You can't help but play with the light and shadows inside. That's something the past 3 iPhones failed to do.
I do agree. Apple somehow achieved something that Google really wanted to achieve with their Material U. which is
Okay.
to make the design playful.
Okay.
I feel like
Yeah, but I don't understand about the tier U. Is
Yeah.
how is it playful? It's just what are you trying to play?
I don't know. I don't fucking know.
That.
I feel like liquid glass just has that like natural. You know, like you have ADHD, right? Like you just
It's the UI for ADHD.
no. I feel like using liquid glass is going to give you ADHD. You would just like scroll notifications just to see how the transparency reacts to the
Yep.
layers.
That's true.
And you're just like, you know, like back when I was using the iPhone, I always like swiping up and down is like the control center because I have
Like,
ADHD.
Let
Because
it bounce. Let it bounce.
yeah, I just want to see like let it bounce. I think it's like I think Apple has done like it has been a very ADHD friendly UI.
That's true.
Whereas the Google's new UI looks like ass. Okay.
Solid.
No. Here's one thing that's really ADHD about like Android 5.0. Like when you press a button, right, it will have that ripple effect. And
Yeah, that's good.
I used to play with that all the fucking time. They fucking changed it in like Android 7 or so. It just becomes like an instant effect. There's no like low press and it just slowly grow. And
Okay.
in like the newer
Professional
version.
ADHD comment.
Yeah, it's trying to curing ADHD. I fucking hate that, man. Is it Donald Trump? But Donald Trump is running Google.
And here's another first in 18 generations of iPhones. Before, you can only swipe back from the left edge. Now, the entire screen works. As long as you're not swiping on an area without gesture support. More useful though is call screening. When an
It is so cheap, but okay.
unknown number calls, the iPhone picks up first and asks who they are and what they want. After they explain, it rings for
Okay, they're literally just copying Google at this time.
you. Then you can decide based on the transcript whether to answer. In short, iOS 26 brings out a lot of useful features, but Liquid Glass is the star. It feels fresh and makes content more immersive. Clearly, Apple is very proud of this new material.
Let's talk about liquid glass.
Oh, yay.
You guys really like glass.
We do.
What- how-
But what about AI?
But staying on it,
Who cares about AI? Like seriously.
What?
Yeah, literally, who asked? I feel like people will ask for like more ADHD UI, but no one's going to ask for fucking AI. AI is antithesis to ADHD. Like, no one will just like go to AI for no reason. But people will just like fucking monkey play liquid glass.
Yep.
AI for a second, you do have some more of
On iOS
OpenAI.
18 last year, Apple painted a big promise, a personal
Okay, I feel like I still think that event was like one of the worst events in recent years.
Disaster.
Yeah, it was actually a disaster. It's so stupid. And also, I still hate the new Siri design. Like, are they gonna turn Siri into liquid glass?
I mean, how can you go more liquid? I don't know. I mean, it's already like gas
No, it can
liquid.
go more
all those
glass. It doesn't have to
material-
go more liquid. It can go more glass.
With glass.
Like Siri, it can read your screen and with one command tell you things like
I think, what is it? Was it iPhone 16 Pro Max? There's like an extra button. I think I'm on like a
Yeah.
really weird UI. Change that button.
Oh yeah, the new like they removed the silence switch.
Yeah! What the
Action.
fuck? What's that? Are they gonna
Um,
change it to liquid glass?
No, they still use that when you set up your
Why?
UI. It's like and they're adding more to it. Like now, you also have the new camera capture, you know that, like on the right hand side. And they are also doing like a 3D ball animation for that as well.
So stupid.
There's another 3D animation for the new AI feature. So
Why?
when you set up your iPhone, it's going normal with like normal Swift UI components with liquid glass for the first few pages, and then suddenly switch to the 3D model for the action button, and then switch to the 3D model animation for the camera capture, and then fucking up, and then go back to liquid apps.
I don't understand.
Well, this is
Why?
why just some internship project that just plain means battle after
Why would Apple have an internship project of designing a fucking 3D animation for a fucking button that looks visually Okay. Do you remember how, like, Studio Hall is saying, oh, like, Apple finally unify all the platforms and shit? They can't even have a sense UI for iPhone. They just own the iPhone just for the system settings. They're already fucking 3D animation and shit. And I also don't understand Apple Watch for the longest time. Like, Apple Watch, for some reason, always had a different UI. I think they changed it in recent years. But in the past, they had a really weird UI.
Yeah, you mean the homepage? It has like the
Yeah.
When your mom's flight lands by checking contacts and mail. But this year, when I ask it the same thing, it said pick option B. That feature still hasn't arrived. Maybe because of last year's experience, Apple only shipped smaller changes this year. One nice surprise is the flat to spatial photo feature. Almost any photo can be 3Dified and used as lock screen wallpaper. It actually works well.
Wait, what do you think
Another-
of this feature?
I think it's called Google Pixel again.
Wait, does Google have the same feature for like?
Google had this like fake depth of field feature for a long time. It doesn't have the feature to set like spatial lock screen though. But it does have feature to like adding depth
There's
information to
something
your.
I do wonder. Like, I do wonder if it's possible to use the front-facing camera to do like eye tracking, and use the rear camera, the ultra wide, to actually capture what you see and make the iPhone actually transparent in the future, like look transparent. You know what I'm talking about? That would be very important.
That would be really dumb. Why would I want
think
my
that's
phone
also
to
very
look transparent? I don't want my phone to look transparent.
It looks like the sci-fi movie, the old
No,
sci-fi
but
movie.
here's the thing. No one wants their phone to be transparent. They try to make transparent liquid glass, and it doesn't work. It has to be not transparent. Because when I use my phone, I want to see the content on my phone.
Make it fully transparent, just like liquid glass. You just have a transparent background.
That's
And
so
then-
stupid. That's so dumb.
But do you think it would be cool? And do you think it's achievable with the technology we have?
Right now,
I think
no.
it is. Yeah.
Right now, probably no, because like the camera angle is too
Or it is-
shallow. It's not wide enough. You have to have like 180-degree camera angle at minimum. Otherwise, it won't work.
Like you're far away from the screen. Like you don't need that large field of view.
But
Right?
you typically use your phone pretty close, right?
I think the ultra. I don't know. I haven't tested it yet, but I think it's doable. The only thing that I think is limited is the power consumption. That's like you have to come
Actually,
up
we
with
can
like,
just make a demo, right? We can just make a demo. You can make it on
I
any
think
phone.
it should be very cool. Yeah, we
I should
can
be very dumb, but I think we can make a demo. Just have like
But
transparent.
really, it's like very I don't know, sci-fi thing to do. It looks sci-fi.
I think it's a really dumb thing to do. That's so dumb.
What's the reason? All those like futuristic phones in the old sci-fi movies are fucking transparent.
No, not the old ones. The one in the late 90s to early 2000. Because that's
Well, like,
the
2010. Like
Seamless track switching in Apple Music. AI stitches song endings and intros to make transitions DJ smooth. By now, you should have a clear picture of the iPhone 17 lineup. What do you think of this year's iPhone? My opinion is that this is the year Apple listened
I actually don't like fancy UIs, just in general. Okay, I actually always
Understandable.
hated this like fancy UI.
switching in Apple Music.
Like,
AI
I always hated this kind of morph effect. I hate morph effect so much.
stitches sound endings and intros to make transitions DJ smooth.
Do you like morphine?
I mean, I don't know, it looks good with the liquid glass. But if you are putting it with like some more simplistic, I don't know, like the old RS18 or like I don't know, current Android UI, it doesn't make sense. It looks like something from a game. It looks like there's a lot of shaders.
Yeah, exactly. And I hate games.
By now, you should have a clear picture of the iPhone 17 lineup. What do you think of
It's a
this
little
year's
bit
hype?
cringe to use like a lot of fancy effects
Yeah.
on your normal UI, but Liquid Glass is already doing this for the entire operating system. So at this point, everything makes sense. Like it looks consistent somehow. Does that make sense?
I
But
guess.
before, with the fancy transition effect in Apple Music or iOS 18, it actually looks a little bit worse. And then new Liquid Glass.
Oh, they had that back then?
Like they have like all those glowing effect, all those fancy shaders to render the lyrics.
I guess it
right,
does
right.
make sense. Like, if that's the vibe that they're trying to go with. But I don't know. It just feels so weird. I hate that. I fucking hate that.
iPhone. My opinion is that this is the year Apple listened. Standard models finally have high refresh after 4 years. Base storage
You can't see and hear the audio.
Yeah, I can't.
Jump
listen
after-
to
Okay, yeah, just to cut bar because I don't want to make autism announcement.
all of the
for 4 years. Charging finally got faster. PWM dimming got an option after nearly a decade, and cooling, once ignored, became a selling point. No wonder reviews are mostly positive. That said, storage is still priced like gold. Product level takeaways. The Air is stunning but has too many compromises to be a hit. The Pro's camera system and cooling are great, but most people won't need them. The standard iPhone 17 is the best price-performance balance this year. The sad thing, Apple killed the Plus. If the Plus had got high refresh, it might have been the perfect iPhone. Lights, big, long battery, fast charging. No point in paying $300 more for the Pro Max model. Maybe that's why Plus got axed. And that's it for the iPhone 17. Next, I want to talk about something more important.
More enforcement. Okay, one more thing. One more
One
thing.
more thing. What?
At the end of the day, whether it's the Air thinness, the Pro's cooling, or liquid glass, these are iterative improvements on ideas you've seen since 2010s. You've been fast.
Okay, this looks like a Xiaomi wallpaper. You know what I'm
Is it-
talking about, right?
Vivo wallpaper.
Like Vivo. Okay,
No,
this is why I say liquid glass looks chic. Like all of this shit. Like all of it looks like some of the Xiaomi wallpaper. Their entire operating system.
okay. I don't think Xiaomi wallpaper looks that before. I think it looks okay.
But it
actually
looks chic.
it looks a little bit chic. But what's not chic?
What's not
I
chic?
actually
You know it's
do-
not chic.
What is Google thing?
I feel like Material U is not chic, right? Material U, like no Chinese company is doing anything even close to Material U. Right?
the
Like,
material
think
is just
about it.
simple shapes, right?
Yeah, it's just simple shapes. And I feel like no Chinese company is doing that. All the Chinese company are doing fucking 3D rendering of like glasses. Like, are we forgetting that? Like all the fucking retard Chinese company having fucking glasses. I feel like Apple just
Like
stole
you
that
get what you
idea.
mean, but liquid glass is chic now. It is pretty chic that I'm thinking about.
Yeah, I know, right?
Well, I
Like,
think
like
this,
it looks
to be
like some
honest,
Alibaba
You miss
shit.
the good old, and you miss the good old like landscape pictures wallpaper before.
Oh yeah.
And with that. I mean, Apple is doing good with their like new landscape wallpaper on macOS. I do wonder, will they release a dynamic wallpaper for landscape on iOS in the future? I kind of do want that.
I don't know. I mean, you could just use the Mac OS one. The worst case.
Which is not dynamic. Like my macOS one is like it's like an actual video playback when it's like in lock screen.
Okay, you want a fucking dynamic one?
Well, I'm using the Earth wallpaper that that one also looks Xiaomi. So, but
Yeah.
you know
Well,
what I mean.
I don't care.
These are iterative improvements on ideas you've seen since 2010s. We've been through these upgrade cycles for 15 years. So one technology that could actually change how we use phones is AI.
Okay, AI
Is
5G.
he actually turning into fucking AI, bro? Like, seriously?
But so far, Apple's AI performance is poor. Last year's Genmoji was just for laughs. Language tweaks and
Okay, hot take. I think the way that people think about AI right now, like the way that we interface with AI right now, it's really stupid. And people are using AI to solve a lot of problems that honestly shouldn't be solved by AI. I feel like AI is in its like tablet era. Like there's a period of time in human history where everyone think the future is no one's gonna use computer and everyone's gonna poking fucking fingers on their screens all the time. That was not the case, right? People are still using like computers 10 years after.
So can you give me some examples on like what kind of tasks do you think that should not be handled by AI that like people are trying to do that right now?
A lot of people are trying to use AI to like for example, when I select a text, there will be an option of ask AI this, ask AI that. No, when I select the fucking text, I want to copy and paste.
Which is
Like-
true. Like nobody wants to ask the AI for the task you select.
Like
But
when I also
like
like
those
browser, right?
promise that's not delivered that people are trying to do it, like they're using AI as assistant to schedule a task to like I mean you trying to do this like add things in the email to your calendar or something like that. I think that can be useful, but like it seems that people like a lot of companies fail to actually deliver the product they promised.
I know. I think like the best example is actually Apple. Like have you seen their Apple Intelligence ad? Like, oh, we have like Genmoji. That is precisely what we do not need AI for.
Which
We
is
did not need Genmoji. Do you know like I forgot which ad it was. It's like, oh, I'm gonna generate like a memory I have with my family because I didn't breathe. I think that was a Google ad. I feel like that's also like a use case that literally no one asked for. That's so stupid. We should just like not even think about it.
they're
Screenshot
not- I
tools
think it's
are a
not
bit
hot-
useful.
It's like a coated.
Okay, it's a code
Ice-
take. Okay, ice code. Fine.
It's still
But utterly crashed by GBT. The big promise, a model-driven Siri that reads device data to answer when does my mom's flight land or who did I meet at a cafe last week, simply didn't work. Worse, Apple ran an ad for that feature in September 2020.
I think Apple is trying to like have their cakes and eat it too. Apple wants to be like, oh, we're the privacy company. While at the same time, wants to be an AI company that tracks literally everything that happens.
well, I don't know. I feel like if they can actually deliver like product like this in the ad, do you think it could be good? Like I think if they can actually deliver, it could be good.
It would
It's
be
like it's
concerning.
not-
It would be concerning. I do not want my device under any circumstance have like those information about me. That's concerning.
Then pulled it 6 months later because it didn't work. That shows real confusion inside Apple on AI. By Apple failing doesn't mean other phone makers did better. I tried many phone AIs. Most feel like a minigame collection. Vendors hide features everywhere, but unless you study them, you'll never find or remember them. Combined, they're still less useful than a standalone ChatGPT app.
Well, I feel like a lot of people are trying to do like AI integration. I feel like the only AI integration that you should have is be able to like select and search. I feel like that's the only like AI feature that I need. Everything else should be done inside of an app. I don't even want my voice assistant to be AI.
And like for this like personal assistant feature, you don't think it's safe? So you don't
No,
want it?
it's slow, right? Like for my personal assistant thing, I want it to be snappy. Like ideally, like, because a lot of times I just want to set alarm and stuff, right? Like that's what I use my voice assistant for. If I'm doing anything that's more complicated, I'm gonna use an app, right? I've only used voice assistant to do like trivial stuff. So I feel
Okay.
like like turn on the light, turn off the light. And if you can process those things locally, it's gonna be a lot faster.
I think that's why Apple failed. Because like Apple tried to keep everything locally. That's what they're trying to do, and it's just kind of impossible with
I
the
think
current market.
I think Siri is good enough for voice assist. Is what I was trying to say. I think Siri is good enough.
But without Apple Intelligence.
Yeah, without Apple Intelligence, no one asked for that thing.
Is this due to technical limits that prevent practical must-have features? Or is it worse? Smartphones are already so mature that AI simply has no killer app on them. What would be a phone that truly uses AI to extremely look like? We made a totally irresponsible guess.
Hi, Uber Eats here. I can't find Building H.
Wait a second. My friend can explain.
Hi, please drive toward the blue flower shop.
This is so stupid. Bruh, you see, imagine a world where like the Uber driver doesn't have an AI like Google Maps or whatnot. That
This
has
is where the autism kicks in. This is the Trump. Trump caused everything. Like
Okay. Why? What? What is that autism?
It's the autism that you can't actually speak. You have to let the AI speak for
Okay.
you. And you just have ADHD. You have to play with your Olympic glass.
Why?
And you
Then
also have autism,
left.
so then you need
Okay.
Apple Intelligence to speak for you.
Okay, I have AUG, ISL.
That's what I said.
13 even.
Thanks.
What the fuck?
Wait, I found
Like the staff is speaking English.
Oh, really?
13 even.
Thanks.
30 even. Okay.
No.
Wait, is he asking the staff to speak English to him? What the fuck? Bruce asking the staff to speak English. That's insane.
Yes. Respect. Respect.
No, that's colonization. Get out of the country. Go back to your country.
Like a country.
Go back to your country.
Like in China, I just speak Chinese.
Yeah, it's Chinese. It's speak Chinese.
Wait, I found a coupon for you.
Bruce reinventing honey.
Yeah. But
Want to use it?
It's impossible to get tickets.
I found someone selling tickets at the original price. Want me to contact him?
this is the
Siri,
dystopian future Apple was promising.
It's not dystopian. It's just stupid. This is honey. It looks like honey. They both look like honey, to be honest.
You're right to the
Like, I don't want a system like honey.
Constantly running in the background.
Yeah, I got it right in the background.
airport.
Okay, but why? Your flight is tomorrow. Need me to reschedule it?
But why?
Navigate to downtown.
Wait, you can already do that, right?
Why? Price. Want me to contact him?
Siri, put me right to the airport.
Okay, but why? Your flight.
You already had that, right? Did not?
What I'm trying to say is, I do think like Apple Intelligence, Apple promising their advertisement just sounds like a better Siri. But
Yeah.
they failed to deliver it. And if they get achievement, I think it's kind of cool. And I appreciate it if they can actually deliver it. But they failed.
No,
I don't think it's
this
like
level of intelligence. I assume we could just do it with Siri, right?
It's like not that snappy because like Siri currently, like I think all the tools using like tools API handled by Siri are still like hard coded. And I think
I
can
actually, you know what? I think like with what is that? Model some protocol, the Anthropic one.
yeah,
like,
I
I
know
think
it,
with
but
that, it's
the
like-
universal like model tool use protocol.
Yeah. I think like if that's becoming more mainstream and every model's trend with that, like we don't have to deal with any
You
of
know, honestly, I think it's not about the protocol. It's more like the model training because like Apple just has those-
No. I think it's about both. I think, well,
like you don't need more tools right now. We do have the tools. It's just like models are not. It's
no,
not
I
learning
think
to use.
no. That's because we do not have enough data set with that like
Okay.
text of like
Yes, okay.
examples of
Here's the
using
thing.
that
Okay,
protocol,
here's
right?
the technical details about how models use tools. and how I learned. There are some of my friends doing like
Okay,
LM and
I gotta
Asian
stop recording
research
this.
to
No,
replace
like
them.
the Gemini back
Okay,
then.
mhm.
I mean, I believe Gemini still don't have like full access to your phone, but I feel like for your like calendar and stuff, that's on the web. So,
Okay.
it's pretty
Yeah, and another
consistent.
thing is like Apple is really serious about running the like voice assistant agents on device, and that part, like small models just can't learn those tools that well with the current reinforcement learning mechanism. And I think that's something they need fundamental like new research project to fix this.
I don't care. I don't care. They have the fucking trusted private compute, whatever shit.
And that's one solution they propose, right? That's one solution they propose, and I think it can solve part of the problem, but still, like, yeah, there's a lot. Yeah, with like larger models, training
Let's
with
just skip this. I don't want to have conversation about fucking large language model now.
Large
It feels-
Flight is tomorrow. Need me to reschedule it?
Navigate to downtown.
Downtown's packed. Drive to City Mall and take the subway 2 stops.
Okay. This is just Google Maps, right?
this. Yeah,
Like, okay, I do not understand the current obsession of making everything AI. When, like, those are very separate products. You can have Honey, you can have Google Maps, you can have, like, fucking Uber Eats. Like,
That's
two of
the
them are
issue.
Google Maps, right? Two of them are Google Maps. One is, like, having, like, more accurate navigation. The other one is, like, having better, like, traffic knowledge and, like, reschedule.
I mean, you
whatever.
can imagine how this could be implemented with the old Siri model.
Yeah,
you have
you don't
have-
need a fucking
have-
AI.
logic. You need hard code the logic.
Yeah, this
But
is
the idea is that using agent, they can come up with the tool user itself.
Yeah,
I
but,
think if
yeah.
it works, it could be that. But the problem is it doesn't work right now. So
no. And this is why I said AI is like iPad, right? We're imagining a future where like all the human labors are fucking replaced, all the human thinking are being replaced. Whereas I think
it's
for
the-
this like day-to-day task, like you still need to be a fucking functional human being in the society for the foreseeable
Yeah.
future.
I
I
guess
feel
you
like-
don't, need agent to actually plan the routes. But the way you started this task, the way you don't actually open the app and enter the destination and start the like being able to let the
And
agent
here's the thing.
for
Here's the
you
thing, right? I
is the
think
challenge.
I actually think the current way is better. Like, open an app and type the location is a better UI than speaking. It's objectively a better UI. You know that's the case.
Because like current LM doesn't work.
No.
Or like,
No. Let me give you an example. Even if we achieve human level intelligence, right? What
Yeah,
will
like-
happen?
having bulletproof.
Like, have you ever encountered the example of like, oh, you said I want to go somewhere, and someone misheard it, or they just like,
they don't understand it or something.
yeah,
like
they
that.
just don't understand it.
Yeah,
or,
and
or,
this is
like,
part of the use of the personal agent, right? Because it pretty much have access to your personal daily data, so it knows you the best.
no, I'm just saying, you're basically talking about like above human intelligence at that point. I'm just saying like, if you are
Like a
having
moment,
trouble with regular, like,
like
what I'm thinking is, not everything has to be fucking voice input. Like realistically,
very
like
UI
navigate
no-
to some place is you click map and then you tap the search bar and then you search. That's
Yeah,
3
no.
tabs away from what you want to do. I do not see how because with voice assistant, you still need to say a trigger word, right? And then you say the thing that you wanted to say, and then you have to confirm it. Like, it's not like you can get rid of the confirmation step. So, like, why not just use the thing? Like 3 tabs away is fine. It's fine. It's more accurate.
Fair enough.
And if it's not 3 tabs away, we need to make it 3 tabs away, right? Like, because not everything has to be AI. Like, navigating a map, it doesn't have to be AI. Just like writing code doesn't have to be iPad. You don't have to edit some video on a fucking iPad. People have been trying to do that for years, and even today, and like fucking Apple is still releasing new iPad features that we can edit fucking video on iPad. Like, but you don't have to edit video on fucking iPad. Is what I'm saying.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
You'll save 30 minutes.
That's too much trouble. I just want to go downtown.
Alright, but parking there is like $50 an hour.
Navigate to City Mall. These ideas are a bit of a joke, but the point is, unlike GPT, which waits for input, phone AI can constantly read your screen and every word on the device, so it can proactively help in ways an app cannot. Apple's personalized
Okay,
Siri
this is literally Microsoft Copilot.
Yeah, that's. I don't know.
from 2024 was aiming there. But execution is hard. For example, if I say, Siri, send me the last Friday's client brief, Siri must know who I messaged last Friday, which app, what the content was, which part is the request, and then be able to open and share it. Crucially,
I still think like just how inefficient it is. It's just be a human being and click 3 buttons to open up the app. I don't know.
will WhatsApp let Siri read chats? It's an AI that remembers every action and phrase on your phone. A little scary. Another example, Siri, order me a boba. Which app? Which store? What drink? How to set flavor?
Okay. See, boba. No. I would say like, is boba countable? It's not countable, right?
Like, okay.
Drinking bobas, like that's not a. It's not countable.
Let me not see that coming. I didn't see that coming.
But you didn't see that coming. That's weird grammar, right?
Flavors, how to authorize payment, how to set boundary between automation and user choice. Designing AI features is far harder than traditional app development, but if AI can integrate tightly with the OS, instead of just being another entry point, it could change how we use phones. 18 years ago, iPhone started the mobile internet revolution and changed our lives. Times have changed. Now, how the iPhone enters AI era, and whether it can ship a killer feature may be the last and most important battle of the Cook era. To win,
I honestly do not understand why everyone's so hyped about AI. I think there are like other cases where AI makes a lot of sense that unfortunately isn't enough people paying attention to that. I think AI-powered terminal actually makes a lot of sense. You think I'm turning AI bros, but hear me out. Like, how many times do you have to type some FFmpeg command, but you do not remember what it is? Wouldn't it be really helpful to just be able to type, hey, I want to convert this file to this other file by the
We are
FFmpeg
pretty much
command?
talking about Copilot agents, right?
Yeah, but that's for VS Code, right? That's for a whole code project. I'm just saying for like just regular terminal use, there are like a lot of cases where you want that and you just fucking forget.
I don't know. Like, I think most people nowadays just choose to use, like, open up a VS Code on that terminal and let the Copilot agent to do everything for you.
That's so
That
stupid,
is smart enough.
I guess.
Apple might need to reinvent the iPhone for AI. But with the 17, Apple simply didn't handing that homework. Let's wait for the next year's Apple AI and see if they bring something new.
Okay. I just want to say, I do think a lot of companies promise to deliver. That sounds cool to me. Like, I don't think it's necessarily like coding on iPad or do video editing on iPad. It sounds like if they can actually deliver it, it's like not a huge improvement. As you say, you can probably do it with like 3 taps. But doing it with voice just sounds also okay if it actually works. The problem is it doesn't work. And I think that's the major problem. And I don't think people can actually solve this problem. At least I don't know how to solve this problem. Like how to efficiently teach models to learn to use tools with reinforcement learning, or like how to let them have long
Here's the
context
thing.
networks.
I think you're getting. You don't understand why I specifically choose the example of editing video on iPad. Because for the longest time, I was editing my video on iPad.
Okay, like
And-
you actually tried. So you are the one who actually prefer or like want such product before? Because
Yeah,
I
and-
never
and
want
also,
to
like,
reading that.
I think a lot of people these days are editing videos on their iPad using fucking Clip Studio and
Or
whatnot.
even on iPhone or something like
Yeah.
that, or their mobiles.
So
mobile phones.
like, I'm saying this. It's not
Mhm.
because I believe that, that's an entirely stupid idea. I'm just saying, like, they're imagining a
Over time.
world where everyone, or like the majority, like the professionals, are doing that, which I just do not see to be anything realistic. Like,
True, because like, I guess here's also the question for you. Like, do you think those companies want people to only use voice for those tests? I think it's just like one more options. As you say, it's probably like another.
well, the
Video-
companies will have to respond to the market. So if I think like no one cares about that, they're just essentially wasting their R&D money.
So you think it's possible that like, okay, so imagine there's no technical challenge,
Yeah.
and the reinforcement learning and model context works with the current
Yeah.
solution. Do you think those companies would
Okay,
stop
here's the thing. Again, this goes back to UI, right? This goes back to UI. So
Mhm.
going back to the Google Maps example, right? The example that Shihor used was he tries to go somewhere. He tries to go to downtown, and the model will tell him that it's really packed in the downtown, and the traffic is expensive and whatnot, right? Question is it a better UI to just present those information graphically, i.e. using text, because I can read much faster than I can hear fucking robot talking back to me, right? Like, even if we're using AI, the interface should not be like that. The interface would be very similar for what we're using right now. Like, it would still be like Google Maps interface. It's just gonna have like a bunch of like AI assist features and summaries. You do not talk to that shit. You still type, because that's a better user experience. You type faster than you speak, right?
Cause like in that case,
Yeah.
Okay, I'm guessing like you're saying is like you prefer people actually implement those features manually instead of like letting.
No, I'm not saying
It-
implementing those features manually. You can still
'Cause
have
I
AI
think
in it.
if you want this feature, like
Let's go
the
wild.
output-
Let's go wild card. Let AI generate a UI on the fly.
by coding everything all your all
You
your
can actually do that, right? Like, how's that not realistic? Like, you can just let the AI to generate like an info card. Why not? Like, AI are pretty good at code gen, right?
Okay,
Like, if AI can look up information, and
React Native view and then put it on your screen.
that's already something that they're doing. Like, it's much better.
No, I mean,
to have
Apple is already doing it. Like they're actually doing this for their like local language model tutorial on Apple Developer YouTube channel. They have a
Vibe
demo
code.
to actually show that you can generate results in your app with their own device models. So this is actually something Apple is doing.
No,
Um,
that's not what I was saying. What I was saying is like in the ideal world, like do I want those features? I would say no, because I want those features to be implemented in a very different way, which is also very similar to the traditional way that it's been done. Like I do not want a fucking AI talking back to me. I just don't like the concept of a voice interface. We've been trying this shit for over 20 years at this point. And like it's just slow. It's slow to talk and it's slow to read. It's slow to hear. It's much faster to read. We have been proven, essentially, that AI are much better at generating code and generating UI than like talking back to people without like, because talking back to people is hard, right? You can't speak too much. If you speak too much, like ChatGPT, like if ChatGPT is like replying the entire fucking 300 words essay back to you, you're gonna go mad, right?
Like-
If
Makes
it's
sense.
just generate like an info card, like generate the entire info card, including the
You can just-
layout and stuff.
Where you can just not read most of it. It is give you
Yeah,
a
yeah,
more.
yeah, yeah, exactly. Like, I feel like a lot of people like would they talk about AI because ChatGPT is the first. I get this. I hate this fucking word. ChatGPT is the first killer app of AI. Everyone just lock themselves into this like ChatGPT bubble, which doesn't make any sense. Like, no, like you like.
I do think it's kind of hard to design another visual interface for like foundation models like this. Like, how do you know, if you're just generating text and then put it on screen? Like,
You just ask it to generate HTML, right? Like generate H1, H2.
Yeah, also sounds like a terrible experience. I can't imagine how many issues can you run into with that solution. I don't think it'll be.
Because no, you cannot tell me now. Oh, we're talking about issues with technical difficulties. You specifically asked me to ignore all the technical difficulties.
Okay, yeah, fair enough. Like, if you can have very good
If we're
tools.
going back to reality,
It is-
then this is stupider because AI doesn't have enough
It just
context
doesn't-
window one way or
you-
another. Like at least currently.
It doesn't work currently. Yeah, that's true.
Because we're talking about imaginary ideal world, right? Ideal situation. Ideal situation is definitely not this, right? It's definitely not AI talking back to you, right? Because that's fucking slow.
Okay. And then I actually didn't thought about this. Like, what are database and then just have a voice agents.
I'm not
Voice assistant.
inherently against AI, just like I'm not inherently against putting touchscreen on my computer. I would love touch screens on my computer. The stupid thing is people are trying to remove mouse and keyboard. But it's just like the stupid thing is people are trying to like stop using Google Maps and stuff and use like an entirely voice-driven interface, which doesn't make any sense. We have a graphical user interface that's pretty functional.
Which is true.
Okay everyone, that's the whole video. Thank you so much for watching to the end. You might know our channel from some of the DIY projects we've done, but I
Okay,
originally
that's it for I can't believe we spent most of our time talking about fucking
AI,
AI bro.
thing
It's
that
so
bro.
stupid. It's so stupid.
Well,
Okay,
actual
any
AI
closing thoughts for Shijiho? Any closing thoughts for Shijiho?
I don't know. I think it's MKBHD. It's MKBHD. Okay, we have actual MKBHD respect here.
Yeah, we have
Jerry.
have like a lot of YouTubers. Like
So
this
today's
is also
project-
a pretty big tech channel.
So what do you think? Do you think
I think the
Shijiho
West has
is more
fallen. The West has
successful?
fallen. I think the
Do you
West
think
has
Shijiho is
fallen.
more
It's so old.
successful?
What?
Like, do you think Shijiho is more successful than you in running a YouTube channel?
Shijiho has always been very successful than me.
Okay.
Since when was Shijiho not more successful than me?
Which is true. Do you
Okay,
feel
Hard
do you
question
that
for you.
people
Do you
add-
think you okay? Hard question for you. Do you think you are more successful than Shijiho?
I think I'm less cringe than Shijiho.
Okay, I
that
think
you-
I'm also less cringe, but cringe and successful are two different metrics, right?
okay, which is true.
Do you think you're more successful than Shijiho?
I think probably not, but I'm not interested in comparing with Shijiho.
Okay, you're like
this with me.
you think he's
competing with
your
Shijiho.
Ubermensch, your Ubermensch, and he's Ottermensch.
Yeah.
Oh my god! Brother! I'm gonna translate this to English. It's been almost 10 years since TikTok launched, and I've seen self-media bloggers being incredibly sophisticated. What? Become incredibly sophisticated. Many students majoring in media and film engineering in self-media, their priority is growing. I've been exploited by domestic social media for a long time. The English output of Chinese bloggers on YouTube is so limited, no matter what industry.
It's at first.
The quality of domestic content is sky high. What? The challenge is getting her than see outside by the outside world. HTX is also, I guess it's just like, oh wow, our Chinese countrymen are so great. Why aren't more people watching Chinese content?
AI 5G expertise.
Yep. Your spider. This spider smells strong. Spider-Man. Spider-Man.
Does whatever spider can. Spider-Man.
I think the West has fallen. Bro, the production quality is the top-notch best channel ever. Thanks for the praise. There are still so many great channels and creators we can learn from. This is such a Chinese way to reply to this, right? No, it doesn't. The weird part that I think about this reply is like, there's no logical connections between the two, right? You need to add like a transition word or something like, but. Thank you for the phrase, but something like, otherwise I don't know what to expect from the next sentence.
It's I expected it's
Yeah, it's
random walk.
random walk. Killer video. Out of respect. What? Out of respect, I brought it down in my front of my laptop 3 times. What? What the fuck? You appreciate the level of empathy and accuracy of the review. What the fuck is the accuracy? Okay, I don't even want to talk about accuracy of the review. What the fuck is that like a thermal chamber animation? Like what the fuck?
Then imagine you watch the video bow down.
Bow down. I hate this guy, by the way.
Yeah, I guess that's about it for the Love Night today.
Yeah.